back to another episode of the A Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from business owners, celebrity guests, and hot topics. I am your host, Brandon Adams. Today, my co-host, super producer, Big Perion, is not able to make it, but he sends everyone his wishes. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, send us an email to amiraclepodcast@gmail. On today's show, we have a legend. I'm excited about interviewing her and having her on the show. She has started her career at the age of 14, doing it in the 80s on presently now. She has some big things coming up to tell you guys about. So without further ado, welcome to the show, the pop legend, Tiffany. How are you, Tiffany?
I'm fine, thank you. Yes, doing
Great,
great
great.
today.
So I wanted to have you on the show because I know you have two big events coming up out here this weekend here in Vegas. You have one at the Venetian. You also have one at the M Resort on the 20th. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about what they can expect and, about the show?
Well, on the 20th, I'm performing with Taylor Dayne. Taylor and I do a lot of shows together, celebrating, all things music. It's a really great night of music. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Taylor. Have been since we met way in the 80s. And I just fell in love with her voice and her, and just she's a powerhouse as a female. So it's always a pleasure to be doing a show with her. And we're going to be at the M. So I think details are on my website, tiffanytunes.com. I'm not too sure if there's still available tickets. There might be, but we were getting close to being sold out. And on the 21st, I'm with Chef Alicia celebrating our cookbook, Pop Life. It's at the Venetian and the Status Lounge. It is free. Come and chit chat all things foodie with us and get a little taste of some of our food up and coming. I've been wanting to do cookbooks for a long time, and I've been aspiring chef, gosh, even before COVID. So, like, I've really always been sharing recipes and cooking. Had, of course, if you start out in the kitchen in the home, usually had two great, fantastic grandmothers who were awesome with their cooking. And I always wanted to be in the kitchen with them. Of course, my mom was a great cook as well. But as I started to travel more, that's what I wanted to do, was be around the community. I went to Singapore, India, all these different places. And I always want to know what, again, the grandma's got going on in the kitchen. That's the real stuff. So I was lucky to do, like, travel out of the hotel and go to like mom and pop places all throughout the world, and get these recipes and try to come home and recreate them in Norwalk, California for my friends and family. And I really give it to my grandmothers that they let me just enjoy the kitchen all the time as long as they clean it up after. But being in Los Angeles, mostly in a Latin community, trying to find letters, back in the late 80s was fun. So I had to improvise a lot of times because I would just try, find stuff smelt right, and sometimes I'd write down what they said, but I didn't know, the ingredients. But I would come home and try to do for my friends and family. Because pictures are one thing, but I think that, there's something, again, about food and music. It really shows the culture. It really shows, the bloodline and the excitement of what makes that particular area good. So, I tried Thai food. I remember in the late 80s with my family. My family was kind of reluctant at first. They didn't know what I was making. But I nailed it. I remember just like trying different things in the kitchen. So that was the beginning. And as the years have rolled on, I have, of course, met different chefs and said, my desire that I'd love to come and work at your restaurant or do something like, something that kind of features food. So Chef Alicia entered my life here in Vegas, celebrity chef here, and she's already done some cookbooks, which are fantastic. And she's just on fire here in Vegas, literally just storming up the boulevard. And I was lucky to meet her last year. And she was like, I started just like you. I'm not, I'm not professionally trained. I just have a love for food, and I've been around chefs, and I just learn and adapt, and you just grow. So I would love to help you and connect with you. And I was like, I'd love to do a cookbook together. So Pop Life is really about that celebration of our connection, but also about reworking after school special foods. I call them like regular comfort foods, but again, my take on it being international. So, I'm bringing like some English stuff, the pot pie, the shepherd pie, but in little pieces, and fish them with a little bit of something different. So, I used to come home and that's what I loved was pot pie and macaroni. And these are very comfort foods. They're very after school, kind of the 80s food, retro foods, if you will. And we've zhuzhed it up to be valid, a little prettier than maybe the norm, and adding fresh ingredients, which is really the important to me. I I have a cooking club called Let's Food with Tiffany, and I'm on the road all the time. So, I'm not a picky eater. I'm very grateful for things that are put before me. And being a road dog all the time on the road, you kind of have to just take what you can. But I do choose to try to do more whole foods, more real foods, fresh foods, because after a while you just don't feel good.
Right.
And my weight has fluctuated with eating a lot of processed foods. It's just dead food. It's not good for us. So that's another element of the cookbook is using fresh foods, using herbs. I live in Nashville. I love to garden. It really is my meditation. It's my peace of mind. It's my balance. But, I've always been like that. I've always been in the garden. I've always loved to grow herbs. I vegetable garden. So, there's a lot of color. There is a lot of pop to Pop Life.
So let me ask you a question. On the 21st at the Venetian, when you're with Alicia, will the fans be able to come out and purchase the book and get a book signing from you guys?
They will be able to come out and purchase a 8x10, and
Okay.
and actually, if they'd like to, I think we're doing like a pre-order.
Pre-order.
We're setting all of that up now, but it's not out yet. We just
Okay.
have our promoting it right now, and it'll be out at the end of the year.
So do you ever see yourself doing anything like being on MasterChef or the Food Network? I know you did an episode with Rachael Ray. Um, so we'll circle back to that in a minute, but do you ever see yourself working with like a Gordon Ramsay or being on the Food Network, getting your own channel?
I'd love to. That's my goal. Do something
Okay.
with. I would love to do like a travel show where I can put the music still and my travels because I'm a full-time touring musician. This year my schedule is crazy. We're going back to the UK, and then we're going into Europe this year, and then next year into Asia. So I'm just going to keep the music going. But again, if I can stop off and go into a restaurant or a mom and pop place, and again celebrate culture, celebrate the community, and my fans really, and have food and music. Why not? I
Yep.
do a lot of tip takeovers, something that came up during COVID, and a lot of my friends are restaurant owners, and they were just struggling to like continue to survive, but have all the protocols in place and social distance. But obviously, all of us were struggling to keep our businesses together. So I went to and we started doing social distance shows and concerts on the beach, serving food. And that became like a valid thing. It's now a show that I do. It's called Tip Takeovers, where I go into restaurants. They feature one of my appetizers or one of my entrees, or I call it zhuzhing. I zhuzh up Tip style, one of their famous entrees, or something that's their demand, and they get an acoustic concert as well. So
Nice.
it's very cool, and but it was something that just worked, and I decided this opportunity. And now we're taking them into England. We'll be taking them to Germany. So I can't wait to get there because my family is from outside of Munich, and most of my immediate family has passed away. But I do have some far distant, extended family there. And I'm excited to really just kind of take in German food and learn the real
Mhm.
recipes to cook over there.
So, Tiffany, I have a question for you. You've had a longevity in this industry, and the music has changed from when you first started coming out as a teen, from over the years where people were buying records, they can go into the record store. Now everything is digital and streaming. Um, how have you been able to create such longevity and adapt through all the different changes of music?
I mean, there's the good and the bad. I mean, I love all the different avenues. I love that there's so many artists out there that can be discovered from, YouTube and TikTok and all of that jazz. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying now because like I have CDs and people go, "There's no way to play a CD." So
Mhm,
um, I think that we should have these things in addition to, rather than get rid of the old and just go on to all this Spotify and digital. Because it's a lot of income to us. I still love CDs. I love to do the liner notes. I'm kind of a geek like that. I love the photos. I love all of that process. So I
mhm,
do a lot of stuff, but not everybody is a designer for that. Again, it's amazing digital platforms. So those are very valid and needed as well. But I don't want them to go, get rid of CDs entirely. But I just was in Mexico and brought all my merch, and people were like, "No way to play a CD. They don't have them in cars anymore." So,
mhm,
I don't buy them. And I thought, well, that's a bummer. But I think, the longevity of my career is just doing it. I've never, stopped music. I've went away and done other things like sci-fi movies, the cooking, songwriting. But it's always been an extension of myself. It's always been I want to learn, grow as a person, and it's always based on obviously, Tiffany.
mhm,
Um, but this you have to live your life. So being with you has led me to a lot of different adventures that I just don't say no to. I'm like, that sounds interesting. If there's cool people involved, it sounds like it's going to be something that I can learn from and grow and have a different life form. Like fashion, I had two in Nashville called now I have an online business called Radical Red. Let's Food with Tiffany, my cooking club. These are just avenues where I feel like I get to grow and just kind of show a different side of myself. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's great. One thing, a good buddy of mine, he's a DJ, and he's a DJ here in Vegas. And even though he DJs the new style where, they use the laptop and everything, but he likes vinyl. And I noticed that vinyl is starting to come back. How do you feel? Do you like that the vinyl records are making a comeback?
I do. I mean, I think it's true. We have Shadows is on vinyl right now, and then we'll continue to do vinyl. It's a collector's item. I collect vinyl. I got rid of a lot of my vinyl. I wish I hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, again, it's fun. It's something that we try to do something that is artsy a little bit and that really looks cool and draws your eye. And then the same thing, with the vinyl, with the actual vinyl itself. We try to trick it out a little bit and make it look pizzazzy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to continue in that direction. There is a lot of collectors now, and more and more people are collecting vinyl. And there's something to a vinyl.
Okay. So a little birdie told me that you were on The Masked Singer in the UK. So tell us about that. And are you ever interested in doing The Masked Singer here in the States?
Well, I'm definitely interested in doing the Master Ninja. I had the best experience in the UK. It really was. I love Eiffel Tower. She lit up. She was fantastic, very elegant. I loved all the songs that I recorded or sang on the show. And I have recorded one of them called Angels by Robbie Williams. That is such a special song to the UK. I am also a Robbie Williams fan.
Mhm.
And we decided on the materials that I was going to sing. So that one just I was like, okay, we got to get it. I love the song personally, but also I just was like, this is such a special song for the UK. And the set and all of it it was just magical. It was so much fun to be Eiffel. And I made it to the semifinal, which was great. I the best time. I really did. I think I grew as a performer because as a live performer, I like to look at people. I like to cut cams. I like to sing right to people. So having a master, I didn't have those, opportunity. I didn't have that, protocol really, or that usual way of working with audience. So I was really living and just shining through that mask. There were so many times I was because I was so proud to be there. And then the judges and their comments, and I learned that I have a signature sound. I never thought I did, but seeing all the comments after, they were like, the way she did that sound, I was like, yeah, good. So, I found out a lot about myself that was really cool. I mean, I took away so much joy from that experience. And when I got back to Nashville, I was like, how do I keep this going? How do I really um, obviously the song? So recording Angels, which is the new single out now. The video this is about on YouTube in the next couple of days. I think tomorrow actually, and or this weekend. So I'm thrilled. I'm really really excited. Now I have Angels in my show, which is even better. I get to sing it every night.
There you go. There you go. That's great. So, living in Nashville and Nashville being more of a country western type town, I know you do more pop. Do you ever incorporate any country western into your music?
I started off in country actually.
Oh yeah.
And that's all that was played in my household. And my mom was a big country and western fan. So was my dad, as well as Motown. But my stepfather was the person who kind of listened to me in my bedroom practicing all the time. And he was like, "Is this what you really want to do?" And I was like, "I do." And he thought, well, it's one thing to sing in front of friendly, fans, and I'm sorry, friends and fans, but it's another total stranger. So he tested me by putting me to the fairgrounds, and there was a band called Cotton on stage, and he gave him like $50 and said, "My daughter wants to sing. I don't know if she'll really get up, but keep the $50 no matter what, just for your time." And they were like, "Oh, okay." So I had one song that I sang, Delta Dawn. They called me up. I was totally shocked. So I was just watching it as a, somebody reviewer in the audience, and they said, "We've got a little girl out here named Tiffany Renee. Hopefully she'll come up and do a song." So I didn't do it. I was up there doing it. And eventually, we kind of like word of mouth. The band was like, "You meet this person. They probably could get you a little further down. So, the chain, you need a demo, you need headshots." Our family didn't come from the music industry, so we were very green. And eventually, we went to Nashville when I was 10 for the first time. My first manager was Mae Axton, who was the mother of Hoyt Axton, Joy to the World, he wrote. He also was the dad in Gremlins. So, and May had discovered so many artists along the way. Faith Hill, I believe Reba McEntire, on and on and on. She wrote Heartbreak Hotel as well, one of the co-writers for Elvis. So she knew about talent. But when I first went to Nashville, I was doing country music, and of course I was only 10. So the music wasn't really right for me, talking about being divorced or being in the bar. And a lot of people were like, "Look, stay in town." And there's definitely something there. But my parents lived in California. My dad had a business. My mom was pregnant at the time, so we couldn't really make the official move to Nashville. So I went in and out for a little while, and then back the time. And I stopped was actually put in another country, you know, and George Tobin found him. And he was like, I don't know anything about country music, but you know about pop. And that's how I think We're Alone Now. I saw him standing there, sitting there, and all this time came to be.
Nice, nice. So I'm circling back to when you were on Rachel Ray. How did that come about? And tell us a little bit about that experience. And I'm sure we can find it as well, some probably on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. I just did it, and it was fun. And that was great. You could see my serious chef on my cooking ability was great. I mean, I actually ended up on Guy, and you know that was like amazing. I'm getting my mentor, so I'm circling back for him to show him the progress I've made. I haven't reconnected yet, but I will,
Okay.
especially when the cookbook comes out. And I know he'll be proud of me because he really encouraged me at the time to do chops. He was like, you really have it. Your passion for food is there. And he gave me some hard recipes for a while.
Hmm.
He didn't hold back. And there was a lot of things that I didn't know, and his way of presenting them was right, get it right. So, I under that pressure of reality TV, and you're against the clock, and all these things, different elements, and you're again just being on TV, you don't want to fail. It's a lot of pressure, but I think I rose to that occasion. And then when the judges were judging my last meal, they were like, we're judging her as like a real chef. I mean,
Hmm.
this was stuff that I gave to autumn tunes and seafood salads. And, I learned so much. I mean, I learned
Hmm.
how to block seafood salad, which you can really screw up. It's seconds. Otherwise, it gets chewy. So I was, so thrilled that I made the cut. And that's really been my inspiration from then on.
There you go. Yeah, I know those cooking competitions are pretty tough and challenging because I'm a publicist myself and I've represented a lot of chefs. I've represented Zach Hara that was on Master Chef Junior, and watching him progress from being on Master Chef Junior from being 14. I represented him for a few years, probably up until I think he was 17. So it was challenging, and watching him do, just going to different events and different things. And he was really good. And another thing with him, he was a tennis player as well. So he had the two different things going on.
I think it's just, music is my first love, but food is really, I have such a passion for it. So I'm not stopping. I'm going to continue. And I'm so grateful for the people that are putting into me right now, giving me the experience, giving me opportunities. And, just sitting on the sidelines, taking it all in. I'm living my dream there.
Mhm.
And I do see myself becoming a better chef, and, I'm learning more again with the European experience before me, that we're laying out. I just know that I want to grow. I might always not hit the mark, but my passion is there. My heart is open. And one thing that I love about food, again, more than anything, it connects people just like music.
Mhm. Do you bake as well?
I do.
No? Okay. All right.
Yes, I do, but no, it's not my thing really. I would think that eventually, but uh, that's not really my opportunity to people. So but no, I love to just mess around with ingredients, different herbs, different spices. I love spicy, different spicy, all over. And my goal is to have my own hot sauce line. Is up and coming. Right now, I'm working on my own rub, and that'll be coming out this year. So I'm very excited to have my own blend, and it's a trio. I'm just starting out small, and I do love the mom and pop experience. I could just throw my name to something because people want that, but I really want the mom and pop hands-on experience in everything I do. Just like with music, I think you grow as a person, and as a businesswoman, I think you have to have those steps to really understand and appreciate everybody along the way.
Mm. I'm gonna touch on a different topic, and I'm gonna get your opinion on this. So I don't know if this correlates with cooking, but the group Metallica has their own whiskey. And one of the things that they do with their whiskey is while it's distilling, they have the music playing in the distillery. How do you feel about, like, do you think that would incorporate if you're making a dish and want it to marinate or simmer? Do you think music brings anything into the dish?
The cookbook is actually going to do a little bit of a go-to dessert to have an Insta party and a little bit of music. So we will have two songs in there that you can download that are exclusive to the cooking, the cookbook, I should say. My cooking club, I'm always blasting my tunes while we're jamming in the kitchen. So there's so much music around. I also have Rachael, which I partnered with Rob Floyd, who's an musicologist in the country. So rocktails are again started. I'm not a bartender. I'm not a mixologist, but a lot of the tips and they were like, "What's a cocktail?" And I was like, "No." So I made up food,
Mhm.
chocolate, Red Bull, and and peach juice and a shot of vodka. I'm a vodka based, so I'm very happy to say that a vodka company has reached out to me and wants to pair with me, and so that's next. But meanwhile, we're doing rocktail boxes with Rob Floyd, which are, it comes with the cocktail, doesn't have alcohol in it, but it has all the ingredients and an unbreakable collector's item glass. This one says Rocktail with Tiffany. The next one will say Children's Rave. So they're all collectibles, and they're really cool because they're the wine glasses, and they're etched in Memphis Rocktail with Tiffany or Children's Rave. So, we're going to keep going on with the Rocktail boxes with Rob Floyd, who's amazing. He has Simply Bold Lounge in Nashville. And so, we do hosting events there, here and there. Of course, I bring music and he does the cocktails. And we're just going to keep going. I hope to be traveling with that someday and, do different pairings. Who knows? Have a little concert, a little rocktail party. It's all coming together right now. So I'm just dreaming about things. So excited people are asking.
So, you also do acting as well. Do you want to do more acting? And if you can, what role would you want to play? Because I know you were in the Jetsons.
I would love to do that at acting at some point, But right now I'm doing some sci-fi stuff as well. Tornado Apocalypse is coming. It's going to be on the Sci-Fi channel with Asylum Productions again. So they got me into doing Mega Python versus Silderoid, Mega Piranha. So I'm back in the fold with all my buddies. They're so great for Asylum. And, they partner with Sci-Fi Network. So it'll be coming out, I think, maybe by the end of this year. We just finished filming that here when I was in California. And then I also doing a little appearance for Drag Off, which is kind of a series about Casey K. It's really centered around kind of Tiffany, but it's very funny. And I've actually been in that experience before, where I've shown up to a red carpet or something, or went to an event and they had a Tiffany, impersonator and drag. And they're beautiful. And I'm like, what? You look better than me. Or what's happening? You know, so there's that little competition, but in a fun way. And this particular drag down is about my step back from me. And the label has reinvented her through a drag queen. And, she's just nailing it. And so Casey K, of course, gets a little upset about it and starts coming out, hiding. And they have some fights and they, kind of, it gets really personable a little bit about, the music industry and the highs and lows of the music industry. But in the end, And it was a lot of fun. I did do it, and that's coming out in June this year.
Okay, well, great. Well, Tiffany, tell us again where everyone can catch you this weekend. You have two shows, so definitely plug those.
The Status Lounge on 421 after the Newsom guys, celebrating Top Life. Top Life. It is a free event. Myself and Chef Alicia will be there. Come on out to tiffanytunes.com for all information, all things Tip World, all my shows, all the tip takeovers, and consider being a part of Let's Eat with Tiffany for the cooking club. It's $15 a month. You get to do all the traveling with me behind the scenes, see things that I don't put on regular social media, and have more access to me just in my private life and my cooking and my chef adventures. And then, of course, 420, I'm going to be here with Taylor Dayne at the M, where I'm already here now. I'm loving it. Come see us rock some 80s and 90s music. And you get two powerhouse females that night, myself and Taylor Dayne.
Are you going to be at the pool area at the M performing?
No, we will be in the ballroom, I believe.
Oh, okay. Okay, I've been to a concert there at the M at the pool areas. It's really nice. The M is a really nice hotel, so that's going to be a great performance.
Just got here now, so I'm just settling in, but I'm loving every minute of it. The pool is fantastic.
Mhm.
Really grateful to be here.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to do the show. I really appreciate you. You have a lot of things going on and continue much success to you. And I'll see if I have time to get out there this weekend, but we'll definitely get this promoted and get, you promoted. And we will definitely love to have you back on the show whenever, your book release and, those things come out. You're always welcome to come back.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Everyone, this is Tiffany. Make sure you follow her on social media. Plug one more time where they can follow you on social media.
.com for all things Tip World. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Tiffany, and Tiffany_tunes on Instagram.
All right. Thank you, Tiffany. Have a great rest of your day and good luck on both of your events. Thank you.